Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite. Gente, estou aqui para falar de novo sobre uma coisa que vocês já sabem, se não sabem, deveriam saber. Cambly. Cambly inglês no e cru. Nós nos juntamos para dar para vocês uma aula de graça. É uma plataforma online de inglês especializada em inglês. Não tem outra língua, é só isso. Ou seja, você vai ter professores de todos os lugares do mundo, nativos, que podem falar com você sobre qualquer coisa que você quiser. Você entra no site ou no aplicativo, coloca o seu nível, se você é avançado, intermediário ou beginner, e você escolhe algum tipo de professor que você queira. Ou seja, se você quiser falar sobre marketing, sobre business, sobre política, sobre engenharia, sobre biotécnica, sei lá do que, qualquer coisa. O Cambly fez isso para vocês e nós gostamos tanto que demos uma aula para vocês. Ou seja, entra no cambly.com ou no aplicativo do Cambly e coloca o código inglês nu e cru e desse jeito você ganha uma aula de graça. Ou seja, não tem como perder. Faça isso ainda hoje. Ultrapasse a barreira da vergonha e vá lá. Cambly.com, aplicativo do Cambly, inglês no e cru é o código. Now, on with the show.
Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês no Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hello, Brazilians. Hello, Alexia.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and today is...
It's my birthday!
It's your birthday!
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of talking about my birthday.
But I think it's important.
Yeah, 40 years old.
29 years old, amor.
We don't need to tell them how old I am.
You're so much older than me.
Alexia turns 29 in like 2 weeks.
So happy birthday, my love.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You can send all of the presents to hi@inglesnocru.com. We accept presents via PayPal, via whatever you want to send. If you just want to send a message, money, tickets to Brazil, we accept all sorts of presents.
Yes, so today we are continuing talking about Portugal and Brazilians, right?
Right. Brazilians in Portugal. So yesterday we talked kind of about a general overview of how many Brazilians are in Portugal and this big phenomenon of Brazilians moving to Portugal. Today, we just wanted to tell our personal stories of interacting with Brazilians in Portugal. So, Alexia, we have a lot of stories. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with the very beginning. The first day in Lisbon, when we were going to the farm.
Yes. So, one correction. I want to start at the beginning.
At the beginning.
Yeah. So, let me just set the scene. We arrived in Lisbon. We were at the airport, super tired. And then, yeah. No?
No. We arrived in Lisbon. We went to the Airbnb. We had just a small afternoon in Lisbon. And then the other day, we were going to the farm.
Okay. So, day 2 in Lisbon, we woke up super early to go to the farm with all the dogs. You know the story. And we got an Airbnb. And then we had to get a taxi. Okay, you can continue the story because I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it.
We had to go to the bus station to grab the bus to go to the city that we are supposed to say, right?
Yep.
And to do that, we ordered an Uber in Lisbon. A very good tip. Uber in Lisbon is very, very cheap.
Yeah.
Very, extremely cheap. So it's totally worth it.
Super cheap. And also, normally, you could say we ordered an Uber. That's a little formal for me. I think I would just say we got an Uber.
Okay, so we got an Uber. And, I mean, Brazilian names and Portuguese names are almost the same for men, right? Luís, Paulo, whatever.
João Marcos,
Eduardo.
Luís, Costa, Campos, Nossas, and
And then we waited for our Uber. We got inside the Uber and we started to talk to the driver. Normal. And then I started to listen to his accent, and he was Brazilian, of course.
yeah.
And I asked him, like, "Você é brasileiro?" And he was like, "Sim, eu sou." Like, desconfiado.
Yeah.
How do I say that?
Kind of suspicious, maybe.
Yeah, kind of suspicious.
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 One more time. Suspicious.
Suspicious.
Perfect.
Okay. And we were like, eu também. And Foster was like, eu sou mais ou menos brasileiro.
And he was like, que bom, gente.
Yeah, because to be a driver in Lisbon, it requires a lot of patience with the traffic, with the streets.
It requires a lot of patience.
A lot of patience with the drivers, with the streets, and with the Portuguese people that are horrible drivers as well.
We don't like to generalize an entire country, but yeah, in general, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, and he was so relieved that we were like Brazilians or half Brazilians here.
Yeah, I think it's just nice to see someone from your home country, and he knew that we were not going to judge him. Maybe he's had some bad experiences in the past, like another Brazilian driver. But for us, he was like, gente, and started telling us his story. And while he was telling us his story, he did not take us to the bus station. He took us to Alfama, which is on the other side of the river.
And we almost lost the bus because of that.
We almost missed the bus.
We almost missed the bus because of that.
Yeah, but super nice guy.
Yeah.
But the point is, if you are getting an Uber in Lisbon, first, it's pretty cheap, relatively affordable. Secondly, your driver is probably going to be Brazilian.
I think that only once it was a Portuguese Uber driver.
Yeah.
I took more Ubers than you.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
my dad, so
I mean, you have people from other countries. We had some Pakistani Uber drivers, some Indian Uber drivers, but I would say the majority are immigrants, and the majority of those immigrants are Brazilians.
exactly. So the second Brazilian that we met, it was the priest of the city.
Yes. So we were in this small town, Alandro, which is a small town in Alentejo. And the priest of the town is Brazilian from Recife.
Yeah.
Padre Rogério. What's up? I know he does not listen to this, but
He does.
He
He
does?
started to listen.
oh, nice.
Yes.
What's up, Padre?
Oi, padre.
Oi, Padre. Saudades.
He's a very cool guy. I think he's on the 30s.
In his 30s.
In his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And he invited us to have lunch in his house with his friends, and it was an awesome food.
I would say the lunch was awesome or the food was delicious, but you don't say an awesome food.
Okay.
Yeah. But he treated us extremely well. He took very good care of us. He introduced us to everyone in the city. He brought other Brazilians from outside the city to come meet us. It was just so nice.
Yes. And he's been living in Portugal for more than 7 years now, I think.
Yeah.
He used to live before in another city that I don't remember.
Yeah, he talks like a Portuguese guy.
Yeah. Well, imagine he has to give mass.
Mm-hmm.
To give mass, I don't know, maybe every day?
Yeah. So can I make one correction, Alexia? So mass, this is the ah sound, just like cat, hat.
For missa.
Yes.
Okay, and mass is like bagunça. Yeah.
So we have mass. Your mouth is
Mass.
very open and to the front. So think mass.
Mass.
And then mess.
Yeah, mass. Mass. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, imagine that after 7 years giving masses. Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He has to adapt his Portuguese.
Yeah. And he did a great job.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have Uber drivers. We have Padre. Who else did we meet?
On our very last day in Lisbon,
Mm-hmm.
We met a very nice waiter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, super sweet. Just because we loved him.
Yeah, and the food was very good.
Yes. But the main point here is our Airbnb hostess.
Yeah, a quick word about the waiter. He had been living in Portugal for a long time, but he was originally from Volta Redonda, I think.
Yes, exactly.
But he had also visited Poços de Caldas, where
Yes.
Alexia's family's from.
Yes. He's been living in Lisbon. No, in Portugal. I don't know if it's in Lisbon for the past 19 years.
Yeah, so he's Portuguese. Yeah. So we also stayed in an Airbnb for a few days in Lisbon, and our Airbnb host, Andrea Itucci, they are both from São Paulo, yeah?
Yes.
And they have a variety of Airbnbs, and it's really cool.
I don't know if they bought or if they are renting the building.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Not sure.
But it's a very, very old and very modern building. Building.
It is a beauty as well.
In Graça, which is a neighborhood. And they have 5 rooms to rent, like in the Airbnb.
Yeah. If you're visiting Lisbon and you want to stay, I recommend if you're visiting Lisbon to try to stay in a neighborhood like Graça with a little bit of less tourism, because Lisbon is a very touristic city nowadays. If you are going to Lisbon, send us a message. We will send you their Airbnb information because it is a lovely place to stay.
Yeah.
Your dad was best friends with Tucci.
Yes, yes. And they have kitchen, they have very nice showers, and they have amazing beds. All the beds there are so comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just took care of us because I think we were their first Brazilians staying there.
Yes, yes.
So they were always giving us great recommendations and making sure that we were okay.
Yeah. The main point about it is that they are Brazilians. They used to have a business back in Brazil and they sold that
Mm-hmm.
and they went to Italy.
Yeah.
To
study tourism.
Study tourism. Tourism.
Que?
Que?
Tourism.
Tourism.
Okay, try one more time. Tour.
Tour.
Ism.
Ism.
Tourism.
Tourism.
Yeah, tourism.
Tourism.
Okay.
Okay. And then their teacher asked them, right, like, what are you doing here in Italy? You need to go to Portugal. Portugal is where everything will happen. So 4 years ago, they moved to Portugal. They opened a tuk-tuk business.
Yeah.
And they just started with the Airbnb. And they are at the point in Lisbon, right? Like,
yeah, bombando.
Yeah, bombando.
Yeah, so really a success story.
Yeah.
So I want a word of caution. Don't just listen to this and decide, I'm moving to Lisbon tomorrow.
No, have a plan. You need to have a plan.
Yes, have a plan, but there are many successful Brazilians in Portugal. So it is possible, and I think that's good for today, don't you think, Alexia?
I think that's awesome.
Okay, so a lot of Brazilians in Portugal, especially in Lisbon, and if you want to visit, it is a beautiful place.
It is. Go, and if you need any tip from Lisbon, from Portugal, send us an email, send us a message, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
Yeah, talk to Alexia. She'll talk to you. Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. If you like what we do, if you want to support the show, here's what you can do. Leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Android, wherever you listen to the podcast. It really helps other people discover the show. And you can sign up for our VIP newsletter. So each time we release new courses, early discounts for Sound School, new worksheets, special discounts, the people on our newsletter are the first to know. So if you are interested in the things we are doing, go to inglesnucru.com and sign up. And as always, keep up the good fight and lose well. Até já.